and welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. I've taken the liberty of taking us back to the center room after we cleared out the green configuration of the Brute's base in the last video. Next up, we're going to hit the blue configuration. Now, in the interest of getting through this as quickly as possible, when I set these configurations, I'm just going to be making an effort to go to the area we need to right away, because the bosses that we need to fight are located in the only areas that are actually exclusive to the distinct configurations. Yeah, some of these rooms are not specific to a given configuration, and in fact there is a set configuration that will... Well, actually, let me just show what happens if you go the wrong way in one of these configurations. It said the northwest. Well, let's go to the northeast and see what waits for us there. And if you go to an area that is not accessible in your given configuration, you get warped to a random part of the map. But there is a overall configuration at the end that will contain more or less everything except the areas that contain the bosses. I'm just warping us around to see if I can get back to the center room. And no, there isn't really any cohesiveness to these warps. Yeah, here we go. They just kind of send you wherever. It's not really worth it too much to play around with them, because like I said, there is going to be an overall configuration that more or less lets us access all the side rooms. You know, it's not visible in the video recording, but the brightness on my TV is kind of messed up. Hey, new enemy. We got Queen Mabs. Ugh, that's annoying, but it's also okay. As a matter of fact, I have an alternate strategy here, just something we can do to make it go a little quicker. Let's deploy Gale. Off-screen, I did some mantra grinding to get Cielo and Surf set up on Agidine so they'd be ready for a specific fight. In the process, Gale got access to a new physical attack, Ki Blast, which is pretty powerful. As you can see, that crit did some pretty meaty damage. Heat is unfortunately still just rocking Power Wave, so he can't really do as much damage as Gale is capable of with Ki Blast, but, you know, still good enough. Well, actually, not too bad. Maybe I underestimated Heat's strength advantage just a bit. Anyways, I got Magic Repel set up. Let's just go to him, and don't have a good single target move, so we'll just hit it with another Ki Blast. There we go. Pretty good money there, and an organic cell. Can consider that money in addition to what they drop directly. Additionally, because we were working on healing mantras, we also have May Diorama on both Surf and Cielo, which will be pretty handy. Cielo can't match the kind of healing that Surf can because his magic is considerably lower. Ooh, another 60,000 Maka there. But it's close enough, and in a pinch, or just in situations where I don't quite need the level of healing that Surf is capable of, and I want him to launch an attack instead, having two healers set up will definitely help in those situations. Yeah, for some reason on my TV it's a lot darker than it is in the recording. I'll have to see if I can adjust the brightness settings on it. Hey, been a while since we got a trap chest, and it poisoned everybody. So let's just get those dispoisons. This is why we have a good stock of these. Don't really have anything particularly interesting for the mantras that I have set, save for Surf. No, not set. We got the mantra list. He is working on the King mantra, which is the special mantra that we got from King Frost. I figured now is a good time to work on it since we can get through it relatively quickly. And with Surf's maxed out magic, he can do some pretty good damage with Megiddo that we never have to worry about getting walled out on. Oh hey, Titanias. That might be a little dicey for Heat. Alright, we're gonna want to Dekunda that off. So, perhaps just by fortunate coincidence, I have the one element that we didn't get to try on them in our previous encounter. Let's see if Pterodine works out, which it does. Alright. There is a decent chance that Heat will just get completely dumpstered here. Okay, no. But yeah, you see right there, Heat took more damage from a fire spell than Surf did, and Surf is weak to it. This is why magic is a really important stat in this game. And, you know, also Heat is resistant to it. Yeah, that is the big reason I'm not a fan of Heat. Also, get a Deikija Rock. That would be more helpful if I didn't make the conscious effort to actually get Deikija running on Cielo. I will eventually want those skills on more characters, but it takes a while to get the mantras for that, and it's not really necessary to have it on more than one at this point. Let's see here. I believe that doorway leads to a warp, so we want to head down this hall. Alright. Oh, just a weird thing. This painting right here? Actually, ooh, this is very good. This is an encounter that I want to draw attention to. We can run into various encounters with groups of pixies, and they, as I mentioned in the previous video, they have a chance of dropping luck noises, which is very, very handy if you can get a good supply of those. And if you want maxed out characters, this is an area to grind. I wonder if they have magic repel by default, or maybe Earth is just one element that I have the misfortune that they repel by default. Alright. Other things that high pixies can drop are chakra pots, but I don't consider those to be as helpful. Alright, they set up a magic repel, so instead we're gonna have Heat go for a power wave here. Yeah, the enemies in this area are actually fairly dangerous, so be careful. Do we have any... yes, we actually have a wild card, so I'll have Cielo use that. Probably would have been better to pass to Surf and have him use it, but oh well. But yes, even though she had a repel magic up, Almighty Damage bypasses that. Now there's something to note there. Vanity hits you with a random ailment, but it isn't really classified as an ailment skill, so by extension, Cielo is not weak to it. Bit weird, but whatever. Hey, we got a luck noise. Very nice. You know what, let's see. I will give that to Gale. But yeah, if you're grinding out for maxed out characters, this is actually my preferred area to do the grinding. A lot of people like the infinite reinforcement pixies in the Samsara tunnels, but I don't really like that as much since I can't actively gauge my progress while doing the grinding. Oh, I was gonna check the painting. But yeah, painting of a beach. Strange. Actually, yeah, I did, when I did grinding for max stats in my personal file, this is the area I used to get the luck noises. Alright. Finally reached the area that we need to be at, which is the staircase. Much like the previous area that we've been to, on the second floor area, we will find the boss that we need to fight. In that last battle, Cielo got confused and was forced to withdraw, and that just reminds me how much I hate the confusion status in this game. Definitely, if something is going to kill you with confusion, it's going to be your party just constantly withdrawing from the battle. Hey, a red wall. It's the first new one we've come across, I believe. So let's just destroy that and see what we got back here. Sadly, this one doesn't lead to a field hunt or anything. It would have been nice if it did. You could get the King mantra mastered really quickly if it did. Also, Vanity is starting to wear on my nerves, but what can you do? Alright, in this one we got an ammo node with... Hey, a fusion cell. It's almost 200k right there. Pretty good. Offsets some of the purchases I've been making. Definitely want to work towards more higher tier physical mantras for Gale and Heat at this point, because we're actually starting to get to the point where we're getting some really good ones that are relatively cost effective in terms of HP to damage. Alright, anything particular that I want set for this? Not really. Let's just head on in. Oh wow! Got a lot of guys waiting for us here. Looks like these guys have embraced the new identity of Varen Omega as Colonel Beck. Sorry if I went through that a little too fast, I wasn't paying too much attention. Basically they're just saying, we're gonna kill you because blah. Anyways, I'm just gonna do some work buffing up here. Want to get these guys nice and weak so we can tear into them with multi-target skills. I won't do too much to Cielo. Well, actually, did do quite a bit to Cielo. Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. If they all decide to focus him, he's, okay, he's fine. Oh, maybe. We'll see. Roll low. Okay, they did. Gonna have to do this to offset that. Alright, let's have Heat to a Power Wave. And we'll have Surf throw out one of our wild cards. There we go. Nice! Forgot that those ones off to the side are a lot weaker. Okay. We'll, okay, so the center one is the really hardy one, so we'll, start buffing ourselves up so we get, wow, nice. I'm always impressed by Surf's, considerable damage. Not too bad. Alright, they're setting up the reinforcements. Let's, do another Makakaja. We'll, do a wild card here. Not great damage. So just have to throw out a Power Wave. Nice! That's what I was hoping for. And we'll take the center one down a peg. Alright, here's what I'm going to do here. We're going to pass to Surf, and we're going to use Pterodine. This should do some pretty good damage. Yes! There we go. Not too bad. Bit of a trickier and more unconventional fight, but we handled that pretty well, I think. Just a fairly mediocre level for Cielo. I'm just bemused at how lagging behind Surf's strength is. Not like I'm surprised by that, because, well, there just really isn't any reason to invest in it if you're not going all in on physical attacks. There might be slightly more of a reason with the existence of hunt skills in this game, but even then, I just don't think it's a great investment unless you're absolutely dedicated to it. Alright, let's get to the small terminal and warp us back to the center again. Now we've just got to go through the red configuration. No mantras to switch out, although Cielo is getting pretty close to mastering his. And we'll do a quick restore to get ourselves topped off here. Okay. Sitting pretty, sitting pretty. Alrighty, the red configuration. In this upcoming boss, it's probably the most conventionally difficult, just in terms of how easily it can kill you. But with the preparations I've done, plus a skill that I'm going to set, which I should probably do that right now so I don't forget. Even made a specific mark for it on my notes. Yo, I wasn't paying attention and I forgot which side of the mansion it said it was in. Let's just hit it again. Okay, never mind. Well, I'll just blunder around. But the thing that we want to set is Death Resist. Now, what is he not using? Yeah, probably Deikaja is the less critical one right now. Surf can just swap out Devil Feast for Death Resist. And Heat, let's just get Death Resist on. Don't need Bufala. He's not contributing too much for the damage right now. So let's see. Do I want to take this one? Yeah, I feel embarrassed. I wasn't paying attention there. No, I'm pretty sure it was this one. Oh, hey, Gorgons. Well, we haven't run into these normally yet, so I guess I can show these off. But yes, now, once again, a node-based enemy. Just a regular enemy we can encounter now. I'll consume this one. I was tempted to take off Iron Stomach, but it seemed like a bad idea, so we'll just, keep that on. Yeah, it is kind of annoying that if you are running a hunter, they have considerably more constrained skill lists. Alright, Cielo has got more ailment protection, and Heat is ever so closer to ice resist. You know, Argilla is just doing her thing in the back. Okay. Yeah, it was this way. Thankfully, my memory actually carried through for once. And yeah, we get to the second floor immediately in this configuration. So let's just check off the rooms to the side here. Alrighty, and these purple nodes, what do we got in this one? Hey, another revival gem. Those are actually going to become redundant in the very near future. And Dekeja Rock, which is fully redundant, although since Cielo doesn't have the skill directly set right now, I suppose it could potentially come in handy. Just another small terminal. And I'm not terribly worried about needing it. New enemy here, these are Raijus. These guys are elect focused, so pretty dangerous if you have Gale in your party. But we should be able to handle them. I don't have access to force magic, so we're just gonna have to take these guys down a bit of more blunt damage anyway. Once again, Power Wave. Yep. And I think Cielo should be able to finish this one off. Yep. But yeah, these guys, if they decide to just start dumping Maziodynes on your head, that can actually be pretty nasty. Oh, duh, I got mantras to switch. Boy, I wasn't paying attention there. It's okay, though. We're definitely going to want Heat to start working on some more powerful physical stuff. The higher-end physical mantras, not only can we afford them at this point, 100k isn't completely breaking our bank, we can actually max them out pretty quickly. Power Charge is tempting, but I'd actually rather have stronger skills for the time being, so we'll set that. Key Blast is always good, and we'll just have Cielo keep working on ailments, because he gets a bunch of good nulls here. Plus, it's not too expensive, and it should max out relatively quickly, and it's something I don't have to worry about for later. Remember, you always want that ailment coverage, because there are some particularly nasty ones. In particular, nerve-type ailments, which encompasses sleep and stun. You definitely want immunity to that coming into the final dungeon, for reasons that I will elaborate on when we get there. Alright, now before you head into this boss, make sure you either have Death Resist set on everybody, or at least one character has the Void Death Shield. We'll see how much this guy gets to posture before I cave his face in. This guy, a little annoyed that we managed to break through their defenses. So, let's start with just some magic buffs here. Makakaja really brings your damage up if you're magic focused, so always bring that along. This guy is weak to fire, and with our boosted amped Agidines, we should do some pretty good damage to him. Just have Heat contribute a little there. And keep getting our magic up. Not too worried about the damage this guy can do, but as you can see, he has access to Psycho Rage, and here's where he's going to start cutting loose on you. And this is why you want Death Resist. This guy loves to try and petrify you, and he succeeded there. Now, Stone falls under the Death-type ailment, so if you have Death Resist, you are then resistant to it. Let's see. We're gonna need to get a Revival Gem onto Surf here. Yep, let's just do that. Alrighty. We'll Agidine him, and then have Heat use a medical kit on us. That's all the healing that we need. Now, Stone Gaze is the thing that he primarily likes to use, but the other thing that he can do, and we'll see if he does it, well, he can use the physical skill Gate of Hell, which hits your entire party with a powerful physical attack that has potential to stone the entire party. If he uses that a lot, it can be pretty dicey. Now, I said the Void Death Shield would help here. Void Death is kind of unique compared to the other shields, that if it doesn't nullify a Death-type attack, as long as it's active, it will also nullify Death-type ailments, which is pretty handy. And that's more useful for Gate of Hell if he decides to use that rather than Stone Gaze. If he uses Stone Gaze, obviously it'll just nullify that and cost him 2 press turns. But the protection that you get against the stone from that is still pretty good. Sadly, due to Surf's really awful luck, still got tagged with stone. Anyway, now that we've defeated the other bosses, a new configuration has appeared in the center, so let's warp over to that. And like I said, we're just exploring the areas that we absolutely need to, and not getting too hung up on the side areas because we have access to the white configuration now. And the white configuration makes a stable configuration for the brute space with no warps to worry about. So, we can just explore it at our leisure. Okay. To that end, I believe we want to head into the northeast door. And I believe this is it. This should take us out into the courtyard. As you can see, there's an ammo node on the other side there, but because of these conveniently placed deck chairs, we cannot get to it. So we just have to head around from the other side. Ooh, new enemy here, and this is Gurime Kala. I always forget this guy's name. This guy is a Fizz Repel enemy, much like Isis was, so you gotta be mindful of that. Let's just take out his health, so we don't have to worry too much about getting beat with him. He isn't weak to too much, though he is weak to Expel magic. And unfortunately, we do not have Expel at our disposal in this given party, but we should be able to kill him through other means. Particularly Zionga, and some heavily boosted Pterodines. This should... oh, no. Now, this guy... oof, we're doing... let's see. Okay, we still got Death Resist set, so we're pretty resistant to that. This guy is unique because he drops another stat boosting item. Gurime Kala drops the HP noises. Unfortunately, their drop rate is extremely low for it, so don't expect to get it without tons of focused grinding for it. But is there a way for us to easily do that? Well, be patient, my dear friend. Alright, heading over this way. Yeah, just lots of corridors to get through in the brute space, although far less monotonous than the Samsara tunnels were. We end off in this library. First off, we want to grab this node because it gives us an attack mirror, always handy. This ammo node. Not a trap nor enemy, but another logic cell. Good, good. Got a couple rooms to explore. Oh, hey, new enemy, your Lungers. These guys are actually weak to Earth, I believe, so we'll just hit them with Pterodine. There we go, not too bad. You know what, I'll just have Surf pick this one off, and then we'll have Heat consume the other one. Very good. Okay. Let's continue on our exploration. Got a couple rooms off the side here. First off, we got this small Karma Terminal, which we're going to want to save here, because we've got a boss fight coming up. And you know what, let's go for a bit of a longer video and take him on. There are other things we want to look at before we go to him, but for now, we'll just save here and continue on our way. As a matter of fact, I want to set Heat and Cielo on the best things they can have at this moment, so let me just do some quick retooling here. I want to get Fire Boost onto Cielo, because that is the strongest thing you can have access to. Let's see, we'll just bench Zionga for the moment. Okay. Just in case we run into any Gurime Kalas, I will want to set Hama onto Heat, just for the interest of having it. Okay. And we're going to swap out his hunting set for Ice Amp and Ice Boost. And anything else I can put on Overconsume, since we're unlikely to use it. No. Eh, not really. Not anything I care about. And we'll just get a Deikaja onto Cielo also. Goodbye, Death Resist. Alright, we're set up for that. I just gotta double check and make absolutely sure, yes, I set Bufudine and the relevant boosting skills. Until we get Power Charge onto Heat, that is probably going to be marginally more effective than him launching physical attacks, particularly if we boost it with Makakasha. Now I'm heading down to this basement area first because... well, first off, I want to point this out. There is one encounter you can run into in this basement area, and it is Gurime Kala every single time. So this is the area where you want to come if you want to grind out for HP noises. This is the only thing that you will run into, so just throw down a magic reed and do your best to reap the HP bonus. Actually would not recommend grinding for HP until you've actually hit the level cap, and also capped vitality, because, of course, you get bonuses from both of those for HP. Not that it comes up very often, but the Girime Callas can also call in reinforcements. Specifically, they can call in a High Pixie. Not really sure why they do that, and they do it very rarely, but it is something that they can in fact do. Suppose it only makes sense that in the HP grinding area, we get a couple HP noises. And just while I'm thinking about that, we'll divvy up our noises. I'm pretty sure I already used the power noise we had, and it looks like it's just the HP noises we have. So, who needs that the most? We'll put it on Argilla. She had the lowest there. And of course, as always, we've got ammo nodes. What's inside this node? A logic cell. Doing pretty good on the money. Hey, another purple node. This one contains MP noises. Alright. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's just get those onto Cielo. You could use it. Alrighty. Let's get on up out of here. Now that we've explored this basement area, we'll continue on our way. The other door that we could take at the end of this hallway, in this area right here, this will take us to the boss for the area, so let's go and take that on. He seems to really hate us.
Well, nothing upstairs.
It's been a while, sir. Yes, that's the face. The one I couldn't forget even if I wanted to.
Sir!
I don't know you. But I do remember you. How the hell can you follow the man who devoured you?
What are you talking about? I don't know.
You were the first to be devoured. Remember?
And you, I feel sorry for you. How many times must you die for this woman?
What?
Do not underestimate my power. You look hungry. There's plenty to eat here. Devour as much as you like. Tribes, comrades, I'm sick of all that bullshit. I'll make you recall the sins you have forgotten.
Stop it! I won't allow that. How dare you? How dare you try to do this to them? I won't let you hurt my friends!
Huh. You won't allow it? As if you have any right. To hell with you all! I've had enough of this godforsaken dump! I'll kill your precious leader and finally get out of this hellhole!
And here we are with what is probably the single most hated boss fight in the game. Not because it's hard, but because it's annoying! Ravana is invisible. So, what that translates to is we have 6 spaces that we can choose to attack, and we gotta guess which one he's in. How the heck do we know that? Well, at present, there is not any way to know. And no, don't try to get cute and use a multi-target skill, because if you do, it will just miss. But yes, as you can see, we just have to attack a space and hope he's there. Do we get any kind of help? Well, just wait, just wait. But his spot changes every time, so... yeah, as you can see, we don't really have much to help us here. Oh, wait, what's this? Maybe I was wrong. Try the left or right. Alright, so what that means, he's not in the center, so he's not in these 2 spaces. So he could be anywhere on these sides. Obviously, that does not help us much. But don't worry, Sarah does give us more specific hints as the fight drags on. Hey, I actually guessed right. But yeah, that was just a 1 in 4 shot we had for each attack we decided to launch. Not very fun. Alright, so this means that he's in one of the 2 center spots. But what we're going to want to do here is actually heal up. And unfortunately, this means we only get 1 attack to go. So let's just take a guess here. We'll try this one. Nope. This is the other one. That was a 50-50 shot right there. Just a little to the left. So I think it's this one. If not, it's the center left. Okay, it's the center left. There we go. Oh, wow. That was quicker than I was expecting. But yes, that is...
Do not underestimate me. I will see you mutilated and broken. Die at the hands of Colonel Beck.
You know, I really appreciate how dopey-looking Colonel Beck's forms are, but yeah, that was the first phase of the fight. Not hard, just really irritating. And, kinda luck-based, really. Alright, our first order of business here is we want to set up Rakukaja, because this fight, this has a gimmick that is going to make it very important that we're resistant to damage. He hits us with Hunger Wave. Okay, that is actually pretty lucky. That's probably the best thing that can happen, short of him just missing completely. Now, when he makes someone hungry, they go berserk, and either they'll lose their turn, or they'll attack someone. But Sarah can come in and restore a random party member each turn. And when I say restore a random party member, I mean she'll probably pick someone whoever is the least useful to restore. We're just setting up more Rakukajas here. So it's actually pretty important that you have multiple healers for this fight, because otherwise you can be caught in a very bad situation where your sole healer, which for me would be Surf under normal circumstances, he could be disabled and Sarah would just refuse to recover him, and that can be a very bad situation. Thankfully, he is, as you can see, not all that resistant to the Agidines then laying down on him. Ow, there goes our Rakukaja. But that's okay. Okay, Key Blast, not too bad. We'll just throw this up again. And throw down a Bufudine also. Ow! That's very rare to miss with a magic attack. I'm actually getting pretty lucky here. He's not using Hunger Wave too much. As you can see, though, he has a decent spread of attacks here. Pretty set to cover everything you could possibly do. Yeah, right. Let's just start throwing out more Agidines and Bufudines. Looked like at the start of the fight, my Makakajas from the previous phase had carried over. And here comes another Hunger Wave. Let's see what we got to deal with. Okay, that's pretty lucky. Actually, yeah, I'm having really good luck. It is not all that uncommon that you can just see your entire party get disabled because of Hunger Wave. And if the entire party was disabled and Sarah had decided to only restore heat, that would be a pretty big disaster, and probably the only way I could survive at that point would be to use a Soma. If I can get a good turn where he doesn't do too much damage to us, which probably just one where he focus fires Surf. Let's see, what do we got for this one? Oh, everybody's down. And I mention it, and of course it happens. He Hunger Waves us, the only person gets restored is Heat. If he used his special wind attack, that would have been a disaster. Fortunately, Surf is pretty capable of surviving everything this guy can throw out. Let's see. Do I want to use a medical kit? You know what, I'll bank on it. Let's do a Bufudine. Surf can definitely survive, so if I get into that situation where only Surf survives, I can just have him start chucking out revival gems. Alright, I'd actually prefer if she recovers Cielo here. Of course she doesn't. Yeah, it is actually really irritating how the character that Sarah picks is completely arbitrary. Fortunately, Surf is capable of surviving that, and with his high-powered Diorama, we can just completely offset the damage this guy does. Okay, we're getting close there. As soon as Cielo can get another turn, and as long as we're not... we might have to heal. I was gonna say, I'd like Cielo to start throwing out Makakaja so we can get our damage up, but he's gonna have to make Diorama here. Thankfully, he did not use another Hunger Wave before we were able to fully recover from it. And as you can see, he hasn't used Deikaja in a while. A lot of bosses, they either will, if they have Deikaja and Dekunda, they will pretty much always use it whenever you apply any buffs or debuffs. Or, if they do have them and they don't react like that, they'll only use them if they feel you're going overboard on them. Man, if there is any fight that's demonstrating how absolutely crippling that Heat's terrible magic is, it's this one. He's taking, like, double the damage, and even though he has really high HP, he is just getting so badly beat. Alright, though. But yeah, definitely, if you do this fight, don't bring Argilla, because Infinite Wind will completely destroy her. But that's a good spread of rewards there. Good money, a Soma, some good AP. Very nice. Hey, power charge.
Varen, what did you mean I was devoured?
Don't call me by that name. I am a colonel. I am Colonel Beck.
You seem to know about Surf. Why is it that you know about everyone except me?
You're all fools. You, and you too. Have you forgotten how that girl cast us into this hell? Let me remind you then. You and I, we are all humans who died. In the same nirvana you're all desperate to reach.
That can't be. You died?
That girl will destroy the world. She is truly a devil.
Well now, that was quite the bombshell to be dropped on us. It seems that all our characters are in fact reincarnations. I guess that fits well in line with all the Hindu mythology trappings this game has. But, yeah, wait a second, where did Sarah go? She was just with us for that fight, but now she's gone completely. Yeah, that does raise questions though. The way that Colonel Beck was phrasing it, it sounds like Argilla was devoured when she was a human. And that phrasing also implies that our characters aren't human, so what are they? I mean, clearly, they were, at least on their surface, people before the Ajna virus happened. Questions and questions. I don't know, Cielo. Just gonna have to go into this room.
You? Hey, wait. I knew that didn't make sense. That was the first cat that I ever saw. So then how did I know what it was?
That is not all. We also know of children and parents. And yet, none of these things exist here in the junkyard.
So then we remember these things from Nirvana? We actually died before and were sent to the junkyard? Now we're like this? We devour each other. Janana, Lupa, so many people died. And you think Sarah's behind all this? How the hell could she be?
I don't know. You know I ain't that smart.
And here is the final dialogue choice in the game that actually matters for unlocking something in Digital Devil Saga 2. For this one, we just gotta say, it doesn't matter.
Huh?
Exactly. Knowing the truth wouldn't change anything. Who cares about this stupid world? So what if we died? Forget all that crap. Look at what all of us have become.
We're
comrades.
comrades.
Then there's nothing to debate. Well, I mean that, you can't be a comrade alone. That's ridiculous.
Comments?
Scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 3. But all in all, I'd have to say that it's still pretty good for a hot-headed jerk, ja?
Maybe if you spoke up a bit more. What the?
The rain just stopped.
The war is over, and the gates of Nirvana have opened. Sarah will be there.
Well, after a nice bit of levity, courtesy of heat, it looks like, well, we've done it. We've defeated all the tribes. We are the de facto leaders of the junkyard, and by extension, Nirvana has opened up, which also has caused the never-ending rainfall to cease. And, like Gale said, we can be pretty certain that Sarah is at the Karma Temple. So, let's go there, get our reward, and get Sarah. Seems simple enough. Also, you probably noticed that ammo node up there. No, there is not any way up there from Ajna that we can access right away. And I know there's a couple treasures I didn't get in the brute space, but don't worry, we can just swing back for them later. Now, I think we've done quite enough for this video anyway, but when we come back next time, and Surf and the party feel hungry once again, even though we just ate, we will be heading to, can you believe it? The final area of the game. Well, okay, maybe I lied a little bit, because there is, in fact, some side content we can do. Not all of it. There will come a point where after we're done messing around, we will have to get on with the game and go to the Karma Temple. But there is some other stuff that we can do. So, when we come back, I'll go around, get all the treasure in the brute space, and then we'll hit up some of the side things that we can do. In particular, and I'm sure you're excited to hear that, there's more instances of the Samsara tunnels to go through. Get excited for that. But until then, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.